Local legends.
Tonight we're very pleased to have a dual Glenelg Premiership player. Geez, that hurts. Cole Gerloff coming along the line. Cole, congratulations, mate. In all seriousness.
Yeah, thanks guys for having me. But it's when you say it like that, it's hasn't really sunk in too much yet. But yeah, when you put it in that sort of sentence, I'm very proud of what's happened, and it's been a good week so far, and a good few years been down the bay. So yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, cover a couple of areas there, Cole. Of course, you came across from Norwood to Glenelg. You played in the 18 grand final, so you've played in what regarded by neutrals as two of the great SANFL grand finals. Came out on the right side for yourself once and wrong side once. But just reflecting back in that regard, and also I think you've been better used at Glenelg on a wing than what you were at Norwood, where you were more the half forward, pinch third foot, floating forward side of things, the odd run on the ball. But I think you've been better used, and how do you feel in that regard, mate?
As you said, back in 2018, I was first year of footy, and it I didn't really know what it took to sort of win at those big levels, and we all sort of rolled into 2018 thinking it was obviously going to happen, and we were the pretty short favourites, and but it taught me a lot moving into my footy career now, I think, and obviously on the weekend, and all through this whole year, we've had a lot of adversity as a team and a footy club, and we've had to come from behind on a lot of occasions, and even through our final series, you can see where Sturk got the better of us for the first half there for a bit, and so did Centrals for a bit, but we have full trust and belief in our squad, and we overcome them. Didn't give up until the final sign, and thankfully it turned out in our favour in the end. But but going back to position side of things, I really enjoyed my time at Norwood, and I wouldn't take that back. And I thank the Norwood Footy Club for everything they've gave me over their time. But towards the end there, I had a bit of a rough run with injury, and went to come back. I could only find myself slotting into the half forward role, But in my early years there, along with big names like Mitch Grigg, Richie Douglas, and all them type, Matty Nunn and all that running through the midfield, I was sort of playing as that fourth, fifth on baller, and I didn't get any attention at all, and I was sort of loving footy, and sort of found like I was travelling along all right. But going to the wing, it's a completely different role for me. I've never played there before in the 12, 15 years I've played footy from a kid, but it's worked in my favour, and I'm sort of enjoying it out there at the moment.
Did it feel a bit weird lining up on a good mate of yours in Declan too, in that regard, mate?
Yeah, it's actually funny. I've been playing forward and mid and that, and then I get to a point this year where I've lined up on a lot of few of my good mates, where I got rock up to Sturt one year in a grand final. I'm standing Joel Teely, who I played a lot of footy with at PAC, and then
of course, yes,
and then this year I roll up and I'm standing Declan. But no, I love all them boys at Norwood, still the ones I played with, and got full respect for them. And I touched base with Finn Hurd and a couple of them this week just to see how he was going, and
it's good.
More so to see how his arm and that was going. But no, I still keep in touch with them, and I still love them like brothers. But it's when it comes to footy, you got to choose your side, and I'm loving it at the Bay, and I wouldn't have it any other way at the moment.
So reflecting on this year, obviously you're somewhat a little bit the hunted this year, and was that talked about at the beginning of the season as a bit of a potentially slow burn into the season and time you run?
We always spoke about it, and our goal was to get back to where we got to in the end, but we always knew through the adversity and that, and everyone was going to come out. And I said in an interview straight after the game on radio that, and even in after the first final, I think against Eagles, had an interview there, and they asked me about how we got through it all and how we've been going through this year. But with the adversity and that, we seem to see the best out of most teams when they played against us during the year. They come up and everyone just would want to beat us and play their best footy, and which we love to, and we embraced it. In some stages we weren't up to it, and we did we did get taught how to play footy a couple of weeks towards the end, but that's all the way it goes in footy. And as you've seen in a lot of footy teams and that, and if you go the whole year through being dominant and sort of easy going with your sort of run through finals, or seeing the AFL like Sydney, they didn't play too many games towards the end there, and how Brisbane had, same as what we did, we had 4 games or 5, and we played 17 games in a row, but 5 games in sort of finals like footy, and I think it sort of weathered us for the opportunity to take on the grand final, and yeah, we made the most of it, which was good.
I always thought Glenelg had the most ability. Peter will be very firm on that. Our whole SANFL segment, the whole year, I kept saying I thought Glenelg were Norwood's main danger. Unfortunately, I proved to be correct on that one. But I always thought you batted pretty deep, and in terms of experience and that side of things. And McBean, he's too good for the SANFL. No club, while Norwood haven't got a match up for him. I don't, as Jacob Kennelly said to me that night, no one's really got a match up for him. And he just delivered, ridiculous really, 9 kicks for 7 goals straight. It was pretty incredible.
Yeah, no, I got asked the same sort of thing about him after the game, and I just said, I take my hat off to him because he's obviously taken on the captain role this year, and obviously a lot more workload throughout the footy club, and he obviously wasn't playing his best footy there at stages, and I take my hat off to him just seeking out and speaking to blokes within the club, and which is a weird stat because he's never kicked a goal in a grand final at all for Glenelg, and he's kicked 7 in 1 year. So he's,
bloody wish he still hadn't. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I knew it was time for him. Like he's had some ripping games, and unfortunately for Norwood people, against us the last 2 times, I think he's kicked 13 or something. He kicked 6 at the Bay and 7 in a grand final. So yeah, as I said, I've got full respect for him, and I love him. Like he's just such a good people's person.
Yeah, I'll add a point there, Cole. Full respect for Liam. Mark Robinson, so his dad, John, and look, Mark, you obviously know yourself, the Norwood team manager and that. Liam sort of was the leader about getting Glenelg people to the funeral, and that meant a lot. Mark is my best mate, and that meant a fair bit to the Robinson family as well. So, yeah, I just huge tick for him. I didn't know him at all. Sort of came out a little bit that day, and I made sure I just very quickly thanked him on the way out on behalf of the Robinson family, and let Super know back at Glenelg in the wake just how much it was appreciated as well. And so there's been a bit of communication in that way, and so full credit to him as a person. More importantly, the footy.
Yeah, he's I think that's where it stems a lot from for him. He's a great people's person, and he's great. He's probably one of the main blokes apart, like in amongst obviously a larger group as well, from the time being where Glenelg were and that. But in more recent times, he's in a part of a handful of blokes where he's turned the culture and the footy around at Glenelg. Like his off-field communication and bonds he has with people within on-field sort of stuff. I'm actually not shocked that he done that, and obviously he's a great person, and I've got full respect for him, and I know a lot of people do away from the footy community too.
Now, we did bring up this point earlier. Now, obviously, I'm a hell of a lot older than you, Cole, and that side of things. And we know how footy now has changed, where players have far more influence than it used to be. It was very much back, as the coach said, and you used to run through a brick wall and that side of things, where now it's more a collaboration side of things. Now, let's go to the AFL Grand Final. We know that Sydney and Brisbane, both game plan is chip, keep the ball, kick and mark game. I don't get it, where I thought the writing was really on the wall pretty early in that second quarter, where there's not the thing of, hey guys, let's man up here. Let's make this a shit fight for 10 minutes for, the old footy saying, where the game just kept going and was over at half time. And what's your thoughts there, Cole, just in terms of the ownership, and then seemingly the bizarre thing just to keep going, which wasn't working.
Yeah, it's obviously it worked for Sydney for a long period of time over the year, but for Brisbane, I just thought they come out with a different mentality. They come out and they just attack the opposition from the start, and Sydney couldn't handle their pressure, and with their pace and skill going back the other way for Brisbane, they were too good early, and they count on the scoreboard. So scoreboard pressure in big finals is obviously key, but like these days, footy's such a fast, quick game. Like you got to make sort of split decisions in the game, and whether it's coaching or as players ourselves, like things do have to change. And for Sydney, probably you'd look back, and for them, it's a big review for them to see what they could have done. But I don't know if it was to try and slow their movement down or try and do something different, try and get back at them. Because I think they sort of stuck in the point of just trying to find chip marks sort of thing, and it didn't work for them, but they sort of tried to stick at it. But closely, I haven't really watched the game I watched the first half pretty closely, but after that,
exactly.
But apart from that, it is a very reviewed game, football, and I'm sure they'll go back and they'll be just as strong next year. But unfortunately for them, they had a bit of a hiccup on the last line.
So we'll swing it back to the grand final against Norwood there. Norwood sort of almost broke the game open just before half-time, and I think half-time came at the right time for you guys, didn't it?
Yeah, it probably did. Like, there was always going to be momentum swings in the game, and that happens in footy and finals footy. And for us, when Bain and Lowe kicked that goal, I thought, like, if we don't sort something out here soon, like it's could get away from us here. And obviously, then we sort of scrapped it out for the next 10 minutes, and we held on, and we went into half time in a good position. I thought, like, we were heads up, like we could have really let that game go, and another 4 goals piled on. But as I said before, like as a footy club this year, we've gone into every half time, every 3/4 time, and if we were down or up, we just knew we were going to be able to finish the game off. And playing 7 games in a row, and we've got a lot of elderly boys, and a lot of us were sore, like. Playing 7 in a row, that was the biggest streak we had all year, and we managed to fight it out, and but as I said, momentum comes and goes, and we had a big momentum swing after 3/4 time, and it worked in our favour that it sort of went on late into the last quarter. So,
and it's such a fine line. If Boydie doesn't get the bloody blood, keep going in that regard. Stays on, The free kick, non-free kick to Bain and Lowe, it's probably paid in the first 3/4. As an umpire, I get why it's not. You subconsciously you put the whistle away, and you want the players to decide the result. But if you can get the umpire to blow the whistle for us, mate, I'll gladly rush back to Adelaide Oval now to have Lowe go the kick. But so it is such. In all seriousness, it's such a fine line.
Yeah, it is. It is. I see that.
Piece.
It's split piece, and like it's you go back, you can if you like look at that sort of stuff, and then you look at our out of bounds, we kicked out in the full when it was supposed to be called back, and you got like Nord went down and kicked the goal, and you just go, if that changes, it sort of doesn't even put it in perspective. But like there was some blokes getting injured in that in the last quarter, like Boydie with blood roll. Obviously, I'm going in for surgery on Thursday now. I ended up having a hiccup on my ankle, so.
All the best with that, mate.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, thanks. It's I'm glad it happened then and not probably in the prelim or elimination final or something. But it comes with footy, and I couldn't be proud of what we've done as a footy club this year. And obviously injuries come with playing the game, but
right. Now the fun question: who's got the 3 votes for fairest and best off ground since you boys have got up, mate?
Oh God, that's a good question. Will Gould's been pretty good for a young fella.
Yeah, he's not in Finn Hurd's good. I don't think they're going to be exchanging Christmas cards as the Prince's boys.
No, I don't think so.
Yes.
So probably him or I reckon him or probably Archie Lovelock. The young boys had a good go, but it's up for Archie as well. It's probably he's only played 30 league games and won 2 flags now, so he thinks footy's pretty easy, I'd reckon.
Yeah.
It's Joel Selwood of the SANFL.
Tommy Donnelly in 2022 still had his gear on, still including his boots on Monday at the Robin Hood when on Mad Monday it was a fair effort. So yes.
Yeah, no, that is good effort. Yeah, a few boys still had their kits on, that's for sure.
Yes. Hey, Cole, all the best on Thursday. In seriousness, always enjoyed having you at the parade. Wish you were still there. I actually understand why you're at Glenelg, though. We won't put that on air. I support you in that one, though. So, yeah, thank you for coming on board. All the best, mate. Congratulations.
No, thanks heaps, guys. Thanks for having me. Have a good night.
Thank you, mate. You too.
See you, mate.
See ya.
Liking this podcast? Please like, rate, and subscribe.